There is a line in the Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone movie that was so misunderstood that the movie made a big joke about it. And the line has some serious repercussions on the makeup of a character. It's our very own Rubius Hagrid. And apparently, according to the movies, he can't spell. This is something that's played off as a rather cute character flaw in the movies. It means Hagrid is dumb, but he's just got such a big heart that it doesn't matter. And while that's kind of true that Hagrid isn't the brightest character in the whole series, he's definitely not the dumbest. And all of this because the director and the writer misunderstood one simple line in the books. The line is when Hagrid goes to the hut on the rock that Vernon was hiding out in with his family. They begin talking about Voldemort, which in the movies happens in a scene at the Leaky Cauldron when Hagrid and Harry are eating dinner together. In the books, it happens on this rock, and this is the line. He sat down, stared at the fire for a few seconds, and said, "It begins, I suppose, with a person called... But it's incredible you don't know his name. Everyone on our world knows." "Who?" "Well, I don't like saying the name if I can help it. No one does." "Why not?" "Gulp and gargoyles, Harry. People are still scared. Blimey. This is difficult. See, there was a wizard who went bad. As bad as you can go. Worse. Worse than worse. His name was..." Hagrid gulped, but no words came out. "Could you write it down?" Harry suggested. "Nah, can't spell it." "All right. Voldemort." It's that simple line. And it's an easy line to misunderstand as well, to be honest. But this is the line that most people think makes Hagrid just a big dummy with a big heart. So much so that in the movies, Hagrid brings a cake to Harry that he can't even spell "Happy Birthday Harry" on. The books have him spell it correctly, and it's such a small little line with no significance to it. This is the line. From an inside pocket of his black overcoat, he pulled a slightly squashed box. Harry opened it with trembling fingers. Inside was a large, sticky chocolate cake with "Happy Birthday Harry" written on green icing. It's a beautiful moment for Harry, for maybe the first time in his living memory has someone remember his birthday and celebrate him for it. Even though it's a stranger, you kind of fall in love with Hagrid here. But in the movies, while we still fall in love with Hagrid, we just kind of think he's dumb. But the implications of this would be that Hagrid either got by his first 3 years of Hogwarts without the ability to spell, which would be incredible seeing how many essays the students seem to write, or maybe he was out of school for so long that he just lost practice in spelling. Now, I don't think either of those is true. I think this is a misunderstanding of this line when Hagrid can't spell Voldemort. The line is there to show how little use the name Voldemort has. And not only do people rarely ever use it, they fear it. This shows that someone even as huge and powerful as Hagrid is deadly afraid of Voldemort because he doesn't really ever use his name, or he's never even seen it spelt or written down. It's a line that instills fear in you as a reader when you get past the basic comedy of it that Hagrid can't spell. And to be honest, I think some of the darkest and most fearful moments are paired up with good comedy. Some movies do this excellently, and I think the first time I ever saw these pair of shoes in Jojo Rabbit, it's one of the most outrageous movies I've ever seen, but I immediately lost it at the scene because it went from a comedy to a drama, and a dark drama, in a matter of 2 seconds. The darkness and the fear of the drama hit me harder because of the comedy and the lightheartedness of the line. I think this is what happens in Harry Potter as well. This line initially is funny, but on a deeper look, there's a lot of despair and fear attached to it. Wizards never really use the name, or don't even write it out so much so that someone who got expelled because of Voldemort doesn't even know how to spell the name. This line reminds me of another section in this series when the Dark Mark is cast above the Quidditch World Cup. Ron is talking to his family when they are all gathered, and he kind of passes off the mark as just something stupid. His dad corrects him, and this is the line in the books. "I don't get it," said Ron, frowning. "I mean, it's still only a shape in the sky." "Ron, you know who and his followers sent the Dark Mark into the air whenever they killed," said Mr. Weasley. "The terror it inspired. You have no idea, you're too young. Just picture coming home and finding the Dark Mark hovering over your house, knowing what you're about to find inside." Mr. Weasley winced. Everyone's worst fear. The very worst. This shows the fear of the mark, and Hagrid not being able to spell Voldemort should show the reader in a really implicit way how much the wizarding world is still afraid of this person. So much so that Hagrid can't even spell his name because he's never really seen it be spelled. Again, I understand why they made this change in the movies, but in the books, this is a perfectly underwritten part of the text that gives you a bigger understanding of exactly the amount of fear this name instills in the wizarding community. So in the HBO series coming up, I do hope that they gift Hagrid with the ability to spell correctly. Hagrid knows how to spell. He just can't spell one name. And that is a significant difference to the character of Hagrid. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe as we are counting all the book to movie changes in anticipation of the HBO series coming out soon. So like the video and subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next one.